1. The random childhood scene. You never needed but still remember. Somewhere inside your brain, next to the memories of birthdays, tests, and people you actually cared about, sits a vivid scene from when you were maybe 5 years old, doing absolutely nothing important. Maybe you dropped an ice cream. Maybe you stared at a wall. Maybe you watched a pigeon steal a fry. Whatever it was, your brain decided this moment, out of the billions you've lived, was so vital it needed to be stored forever. It's like your memory center is run by a clumsy intern who grabs the most useless files and labels them emergency material. Meanwhile, the important things, like where you left your keys yesterday or the name of the person you just met 5 minutes ago, slide straight through the cracks as if your brain suddenly decided it's full and can't accept new submissions. This strange imbalance is proof that your brain has terrible taste, keeping random episodes of your childhood like they're rare collectibles while forgetting adult responsibilities as if they were spam emails. 2. The entire lyrics of songs. You don't even like your brain loves music so much that it stores every lyric you've ever heard, even the ones you swore you hated. You might not remember the anniversary of something important or the math equation you studied for hours, but somehow you can still sing every word of a song that played once in a supermarket 10 years ago. It's not even optional. The moment the first note slips into your ears, the entire verse leaps out of storage like it's been training for this performance. Your brain treats song lyrics like VIP data, memorized instantly, preserved forever, and recalled perfectly at completely inappropriate times. And yet, when you try to memorize something useful like your social security number or a new password, your brain yawns and refuses to help. It's as if your brain quit its job halfway and became a radio station instead. 3. The useless school facts that refuse to leave in. Inside your mind, there is a dusty corner filled with information you memorized for tests decades ago. You might not remember how to do taxes, but somewhere deep inside, you still know the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell, even though this knowledge has never once helped you survive adulthood. Your brain also saved the capital cities of countries you've never visited, the steps of the scientific method, and that one obscure math formula that looks like it belongs on an ancient scroll. Meanwhile, everything your adult life desperately needs, how to boil rice correctly, how to fold fitted sheets, how to stop losing socks, was apparently not interesting enough for long-term storage. Your brain clings to textbook trivia the same way old computers cling to outdated software, refusing to delete it even though nobody uses it anymore. 4. Every embarrassing moment you tried to forget. If your brain were a museum, this would be the wing, with a dramatic spotlight and emotional reenactments. Every embarrassing thing you've ever done, whether tripping in public, waving at someone who wasn't waving at you, or saying you too when the waiter said, "Enjoy your meal," is carefully cataloged and polished like precious gemstones. Your brain waits until you're lying in bed, relaxed and vulnerable, before throwing one of these memories at you like a psychological jump scare. It doesn't matter that the event happened 10 years ago and nobody else remembers it. Your brain keeps replaying it with cinematic intensity, reminding you that even though your body grows older, your regrets remain young, energetic, and ready to ruin your night at any time. These memories serve no purpose except making you cringe at your past self, yet your brain hoards them like treasured souvenirs. 5. The memories of people you forgot, you even knew. Throughout life, you meet countless people, neighbors, classmates, random friends of friends who showed up at gatherings. Most of them drifted away without leaving anything meaningful behind. Yet your brain still stores tiny fragments of these encounters. The shoes one person wore, the laugh someone else had, the smell of a stranger's perfume you caught once on a bus. These memories float around like ghosts, randomly resurfacing whenever your brain feels bored. You might suddenly remember the face of a kid you sat next to in 3rd grade, even though you haven't thought about them for decades. These memories serve absolutely no practical function. They're just little mental souvenirs your brain insisted on keeping, proving once again that it prioritizes random snapshots over useful adult information. 6. The "why do I still know this" category of memories. Everyone has a mental drawer filled with the most baffling things their brain decided to keep. You might remember cheat codes from a video game you played once in 2007, or the jingle of a commercial that hasn't aired in 20 years, or the exact feel of the carpet in your childhood living room. Meanwhile, when you try to recall something genuinely helpful, like why you entered a room 2 seconds ago, your brain shrugs and walks away. These bizarre little memories remain because your brain is fast fascinated by novelty, emotion, and repetition rather than practicality. So it feeds you random flashes of your past at bizarre moments, almost like it's offering trivia about your own life in case you forgot how strange it has been. 7. The exact layout of places you haven't visited in years. Your brain loves maps more than it loves solving actual problems. You may not remember your coworker's name, but you definitely remember the entire layout of the mall your parents took you to when you were 12. You could probably walk through it blindfolded, even though half the stores don't exist anymore. Childhood bedrooms, old school hallways, the house of a friend you barely knew. Your mind keeps these spaces preserved like archived blueprints. Meanwhile, when you're trying to remember where you parked your car today, your brain whips out a blank sheet and expects you to figure it out. Apparently, it considers old architecture a higher priority than your daily survival. 8. The memories of your brain invented for fun. There are certain memories you swear happened exactly the way you recall them, until someone who was there corrects you. Maybe you misremember a conversation or mix two events together, or imagine a detail that never existed. Your brain fills gaps in your memory with such confidence that you don't even question it. It's like your mind is an over-enthusiastic storyteller who refuses to admit it doesn't remember something clearly, so it improvises a slightly improved version and files it as truth. These invented memories aren't useless because they serve a purpose. They make you realize your brain is not a camera but a creative writer with no supervision. 9. The memories of smells, sounds, and feelings you can't name. Your brain stores entire experiences you don't even have words for. The smell of your grandmother's house, the feeling of sun on your childhood backyard, the exact sound of the school bell, the texture of the first stuffed toy you ever hugged. Your memory protects these invisible sensations as if they were treasures. You can recall them instantly even though they don't help you survive, solve problems, or function in any practical way. They are emotional bookmarks for moments long gone, stored deeper and more faithfully than most important facts in your life. These sensory memories remind you how human you are, even if their usefulness is questionable at best. 10. The things you memorized once and never used again. Somewhere in your brain is the entire Spanish vocabulary list you studied for a test and then abandoned. There are phone numbers memorized before smartphones took over. There are names of Pokemon, lines from movies, shortcuts from computer programs you've long deleted, and facts from books you barely remember reading. They float around like digital clutter in an old hard drive, too minor to delete, too pointless to ever use. This category includes forgotten hobbies, unimportant obsessions, and skills learned out of momentary curiosity. Your brain stores them just in case, even though the case never arrives. When you look at all these useless memories, random childhood flashes, old song lyrics, outdated school facts, embarrassing moments, fictional details your brain invented, you start to realize that your memory isn't designed for efficiency. It was designed for storytelling, emotion, and survival. Just not the kind of survival that involves remembering what you needed from the grocery store. Your brain keeps the weirdest things because they felt important emotionally, not logically. It isn't a computer. It's a chaotic archivist who saves everything that made you laugh, cry, cringe, or panic, even if it means forgetting why you walked into a room.